Well, I already filmed this. I already filmed another review. I filmed an unboxing, and apparently I didn't pull focus. And I don't feel good about them going up out of focus. So I'm here again. Devin, you're slightly exasperated, friendly neighborhood board gamer. And this is Devin Talks Tabletop, a YouTube series where the games are made up. What I say doesn't matter. And this is round two. Round two in the studio. Unproductive timestamp. Whew, I should keep that open. I'm going to need to unproductive timestamp a lot today, I think. This is Air, Land, and Sea, but specifically the Spies, Lies, and Supplies standalone sequel. This was a combination of an unboxing and a first impressions, but I've already unboxed it, so it's just a first impressions. Just a first impressions now. I'm not even going to give you the benefit of a top-down because I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that beauty. If you have not played this game before, man, I really just at some point need to upgrade this table to not this, because it just moves too much, it creaks too much, it drives me crazy. Things are not working today. I stayed up late doing a live stream, and now I'm suffering the consequences of not being productive. There are 3 different theaters in the game of Air, Land, and Sea. In the original, it's Air, Land, and Sea, believe it or not. In this one, it's diplomacy, intelligence, and economics. And it still functions in much the same way as the original game, where you have 18 cards, a incredibly tight, dense 18 cards, nothing else is needed. And each player is dealt 6, and then I get 6, and then there's 6 that's left in the deck. Did I miscount? I didn't miscount. I did that perfectly. And then you play based off of where you want to enact your influence. Because at the end of the round, if all cards are played, or even if not all cards are played, but whenever the winner is whoever has the majority in 2 of the 3 theaters. And if it goes the distance, if each person plays all of their cards, that will happen. Someone will 100% win in 2 of the 3, at least, theaters. The trick about this game is that it involves a mechanic called withdrawing, which is unique to this game as far as I'm aware. I haven't really seen it anywhere else. And it's where you're playing a 2-player heads-up experience, and obviously it works very well in this kind of lane battler game, which is really what this is. And it means that at any point when you realize that you're not going to win this, or if you think you're not going to win this because of what you assume the other player has or what they've undone about your strategy, you can withdraw. And the sooner you withdraw in a round, the fewer points that you give your opponent. So at the end of it, you get 6 if you win. If you win and all cards have been played, you get 6 points. The first to 12 wins. So, potentially the minimum amount of games that can be played is 2, because if somebody wins both rounds, they win 6 points each time, they win. However, depending on whether you are first player or second player, when you withdraw at certain points, then you're able to reduce the amount of victory points your enemy or your opponent gets. And that's clever because it makes it to where you can assess the efficacy of what you've been doing and determine if your strategy is going to win out, or maybe you just got dealt the wrong combination of hands, because they're all assigned to different theaters here, and if they're played face up, they have to go in that theater unless a card gives it an ability to not. And then you can place it face down always, which has a base value of 2 as your strength, and you can do face down cards anywhere, which means you can start to occasionally layer cards into theaters that they're not supposed to go in and potentially reveal them later, and that allows you to influence more than just what you think you can off the bat. It's a really, really clever game. And this particular one is pretty similar to the base game. If you've played the original Air, Land, and Sea, you're going to have a good time with it, and it's going to be pretty easy. One of the few differences is that it includes these supplies, which you can add to different theaters on either side, on your side or your opponent's side there's certain cards that they get a benefit when you get a benefit, and that's really interesting because it creates a factor outside of the cards. It gives you something else that you have to evaluate in terms of what the strength of a particular arena or theater is going to be. The other additional piece that I really like about this game that I have not yet got to experience is the epic mode, which is where you can actually combine this game with the original game to create a larger 5-theater play instead of a regular, truncated 3-player or 3-theater game, which is what you typically do with these base boxes. I can't speak today. I can't do anything today. The redoing videos I've already done. So I really like the idea of kind of expanding this because this is a tight, short, tactical game, and the thought of expanding it a little and having a longer playthrough over more rounds and more strategy across more cards is really intriguing to me, and it honestly gives more value to both of these games individually because I have this original Air, Land, and Sea, and I really like it. But I imagined that there was probably some point in the future where if I played it enough, I would get, tired of it, and I might get rid of it. But this is different enough because of the different cards that if I get tired of the original game, Air, Land, and Sea, I can take a break from it and play this game for a while. And then additionally, if I get tired of this one and I don't want to hop back to the other one, I can combine both of them. And so it turns 2 experiences into 3 experiences. And also it gives you breadth. It gives you a breath or a break from each game more than just having one would. So it's really clever because I think it's going to make these games last in my collection, maybe permanently, which I'm happy about. So I really am happy with what's going on here. I think it's really clever. I like the introduction of the supplies. I like the potential that I can mix together this extra mode, this epic mode. I'm a fan of 2-player games. I don't always want to play them, but they're probably instinctually some of my favorite games. I like playing with Amber. I like playing with other people, but there's just something about a 2-player game where it's head-to-head. You've just got one opponent. That's who you have to work on, and you're either able to beat them or you're not. And there's something so condensed and pure about just a 2-player experience. And this is such a good experience for such a minimal design. And I don't mean minimal design in terms of what it accomplishes. I think it accomplishes a lot. It doesn't force you to think about too many things. It gives you a singular deck of cards that is just, 18 cards in total. And then it gives you so many decisions to make within that small framework. And that's really impressive. The idea that you can get such a strategical game, such a tactical, playground to work within with so little is really impressive. I think that John Perry is a very savvy designer. I really like the original, and I additionally, continuation-wise, really like what's happening here with Spies, Lies, and Supplies. I think that I originally got the Critters at War because I was like, this is cool art. I like this. But I'm kind of getting to the point where I think I just prefer the original military history look of this. And so I might get rid of Critters at War and just keep the original Air, Land, and Sea and this one. Now, if you like the Critters at War art, I do know that they're coming out with this new extra expansion or sequel or whatever in that Critters at War, visual universe. So there's going to be another one of those. So if you are the opposite of me and you actually like the very, appealing and visually striking artwork on Critters at War, you'll also have this at some point. But yeah, that's round 2 on Spies, Lies, and Supplies. Round 2, because round 1 wasn't good enough. I got so much work to catch up on. I thought I had gotten so ahead yesterday, Two of these videos are already uploaded to YouTube. I just needed to make thumbnails for them. And now I have to completely refilm them, re-upload them, and then I have to, it's just so, I was ahead. I was ahead. And now I'm just kind of like on target again. But I was ahead. I was trying to get ahead before I left this weekend. I've got work to do. I think I'll have to work tonight. Son of a gun. Distraught, despondent timestamp. Let's throw in a wacky thumbnail for you guys. No, that's terrible. I don't want to do that. That was an awful one. I don't even know. I'm gonna do a different thumbnail. I don't even know what's happening today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.